Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Excel video series. This is the 50th video on the Microsoft Excel video series. I'm so excited, and in this video we are going to understand the difference between the XMATCH function and the match function. If you are a person who is using index and match formula, then you might need to know about this XMatch in certain places where this can add value. Not only that, XMatch stands apart when it comes to specific type of requirements in the corporate. So without much ado, let's get into the Excel screen. Let me show you an example where XMatch wins the table compared to the match function. Alright, so now I've got a data where I have day wise what is the price of a particular stock. I'm tracking it, and there is also a column which I am managing, which is called transaction ID. So let's take the example here. The first scenario, we have 4 scenarios here to understand where the XMatch is a winner, where the match is a winner. We will try to get that right now. So the first scenario where we are going to discuss about the role of match and XMatch is when I'm searching for the exact value. So the first one I'm searching for is on which day we got the stock price exactly 331. So I want to find that out by using the match function. Remember, the requirement here is to find out without disturbing the arrangement of the data. So let's go ahead and check it out. Can my match function get that particular day without restructuring the data, without rearranging the data? Can it get me on which day we got 331? So let me go ahead and write the function equal to match, open braces. Let me zoom it. So the first input it's asking me is a lookup value. So I'm going to select this is the lookup value, comma. The lookup array is where I want to search. This is the place I want to search. I'm going to select that and make it absolute reference, comma. I'm looking for the exact match. So for the exact match, the choice is 0. I'm going to close the braces, hit the enter. The answer is 8. So it tells me that on 8th day, the stock price was 331. So let's check out. Is it so? Absolutely yes. So we could see 331 was the stock price on the 8th day of the month. So let's go ahead and check it out. Can the XMatch can also give us the same answer? So XMatch, the first value to search is this one, comma, the area to search is this one. We're making it absolute, comma. The remaining 2 inputs are optional. So the first 2 inputs is exactly same like your match function. Let's come to the third input where we got a couple of choices. So here for our requirement, for our scenario, we need to look for the exact match. So we're going to say 0. And the fourth one, I'm not going to talk about it right now because we are trying to see with this 3 input, can the XMatch can perform what your match can do. So let's close, hit enter. We got 8. So in the first scenario, both the people are the winners. The match can also do the same stuff and XMatch can also do the same stuff. So both are giving you the right answer that 331 was the price of the stock on the 8th day. So let's go ahead and find out in the second scenario who wins. So the second scenario here is I want to look for the price of the stock on what particular day it was closer and lower to 300. So I'm trying to do this closer and lower to 300 on which day. So if I look for the values here, closer and lower to 300 happened on the 6th day in the month. So I'm trying to see whether my match function can get me that. So let's go ahead and write equal to match. What am I searching is this value, comma. The lookup array is as usual, the stock price. We're going to select that, make it absolute, comma. The third choice is this time I'm not looking for the exact match. I'm looking for a value which is closer and lower to 300. So that means I have to go to the choice number 1. But if I go for choice number 1, if you look at the words here very clearly, it says if you're looking for a lesser match, it should be placed in ascending order. That means I have to rearrange my data, especially the stock price column. So only when I do that, I'll be able to get it. If not, what happens? Let's check it out. So if I go ahead and put this one and hit enter, I am not getting the answer because the values are not in ascending order. But let's check out what XMatch can do for us this time. So XMatch, and I'm going to say lookup value is 300, and the lookup array is as usual the stock price. I'm going to make it absolute reference comma. Now this time I'm going to say, hey, can you look for the exact match or the next smaller item? So that's what I'm looking for. So which is -1. But there it was 1 and here it is -1. Okay, still I'm not using the fourth input as of now, which I'm not interested to go for this scenario. So when I hit enter, there you go, I got the 6th as an answer. It says on the 6th day of the month you got the value which is closer to 300 and lesser to 300. Is that so? Absolutely yes. If you could see it, 278 is the value closer to 300 and lower to 300, which came up on the 6th day of the month. So in the second scenario, who wins the table? The XMatch function can get you the result without rearranging the data. But can I get this answer in the match function? So by doing a couple of inclusions here, let's try. So I'm trying to use the sort function inside the match function. I want to say sort by the first column, sort it in ascending order, and then if I hit enter, yes, it does it. So the match function will not give you the closer and lower unless otherwise you arrange the searching column, the lookup array in the ascending order. Either you restructure on the data itself or you restructure inside the formula like what we did right now. But it's up to the user. But without any inclusions, without any extra things, XMatch does this work beautifully. All right, so let's check out who is the winner in the third scenario, where I'm going to search for a value which is closer and higher. So in this case, I'm going to try using the match function in this case. So let's go ahead and write the match function. The search value is 300, comma, lookup array is the same column. We're going to make it absolute, comma. This time I'm looking for the greater match. So -1, close the braces, hit the enter. It tells me 4. But if you look at the data, closer and lower to 300, closer and higher to 300, it says it is 441. But if you ideally look at the data closely, which is closer and higher, closer and higher, okay, it should be closer, but there are values which are closer to 300 and higher as well, like 331, 318. Do I have anything else? So 318 is what obviously I should have got exactly, but the match function does not do it in the way I'm expecting. So the answer what I'm seeing here is not the right one. So let's go ahead and check it out here in the XMatch function, what our XMatch hero can do for us. So the value to search is 300, comma, where am I searching? The same lookup area, making it absolute, comma. This time I'm going to say, hey, I'm looking for the value which is closer and greater than what I'm looking for. So in this case it's 1, but in match we gave it -1. So close it, hit the enter. We got exactly the day on which it was closer and higher to 300, which is on 13th day, which is 318. So again, in the third scenario, who is the winner? XMatch is the winner. So let's go ahead and try to do the sorting inside the match function, just like last time, to see whether it gives us the 13th day. All right. So come on, the first index, but I'm trying to do it in ascending or descending order to get the value. When I hit enter, watch it. It gives me 25, which is absolutely wrong. What happens behind the scene is it's sorting the data in descending order and finding out the value which is closer and higher to 300. So when it goes by that way, I'm getting completely a different answer, which is going to be different. When I restructure this data, it will give me this 25, it seems. But when I see this without rearranging my data, I am really going to get confused, just like you people are facing it right now. So absolutely, I'm not going to go for these two guys. I am going to say for the scenario 2 and scenario 3, the winner is our XMATCH function, which is amazing. So let's take the last scenario, wildcard characters. Now, there is something very special. Wildcard characters, when I say when you do not have the complete information, when you are having only partial informations, like starting with, ending with, containing, okay, this many number of digits. So when your search is based on the number of characters or starting, ending patterns, can your match function can do it in those cases? So let's try to see it. Now, in this case, I'm trying to find out on which day the transaction ID had US at the end. On which day of the month the transaction ID ends with the letters US. So if you see here, it was 8th day. That's where we have one of the transaction ID ends with letters US. So I'm going to go ahead and write the match function star US when I say I'm looking for the one which ends with US, comma, lookup array is this one where I have to search. I'm making it absolute, comma. Remember, when I'm going by wildcard characters in match function, I don't have a choice specifically to say it's a wildcard search. So I'm going to say, why don't you go for the exact match? So when I hit enter, I should get the answer 8. If I get it, then the match function does it without any problem. We got it. So let's go ahead and check it out whether our XMatch can do it. So equal to XMatch, and the search is the one which ends with US, and the lookup array is the transaction ID column, making it absolute, comma. This time I'm going to say, hey, I have a separate choice to specifically say that it should be a wildcard search. But if I feed 0 just like what I gave for match function, your XMatch will not do it. So you definitely say that outwardly that, hey, you have to do a wildcard search. This is something I have to outwardly say it. Only then the XMatch works. So when you take the last scenario, especially the wildcard character, I don't see much difference, but in XMatch, you really have to specifically say that you need a wildcard character search logic. So what's the role of the fourth argument in the XMatch function? So which we haven't talked about it. So let's go ahead and take the situation here to understand the fourth argument role, which your match function does not have it at all, where the fourth argument is specifically talks about the direction of the search. Precisely when I say the direction of the search, where it really adds a value. So let's take the situation itself. We are looking for a value which is closer and higher of 300. So what your XMatch did, it went into the array and searched and found out that 318 is the closer and higher for the 300 in the array, but the default searching direction was top to bottom. Let's say, for example, if the same value is going to be occurring at the end. So right now 318 is occurring in two different places. Now the default searching direction is top to bottom. So ideally it's going to take which number? 13th day. If you watch here, it's 13th day. But let's say when it does the search, I want to tell the XMatch, hey, when you do this, always do the search from bottom to top. So I'm going to change the direction here. Watch it. For last to first direction change, I have to say -1. So when I close the braces and hit enter, you could see right now it is doing it from the bottom to the top, and it found 318 closer and the higher value for the 300, and it occurred on 31st. So The first to last or last to first really makes a difference when the values are going to be repeated and you want to change the direction as per your requirement. Yes, absolutely. The fourth argument is going to play a critical role for you. After seeing all these four scenarios, what we are able to understand the difference between XMATCH and match function is XMATCH can give you the answer without rearranging the values of the lookup array. Whether it is closer and higher or closer and lower, you do not have to rearrange the data at all. Whereas that is the requirement when it comes to match function. Apart from that, match can do whatever XMatch can also do. The only place where the match fails is you do not have a choice of changing the direction of search, where the XMatch has it as the fourth argument, and that too comes into play only when you have values repeated and you want to take the latest occurrence or the first occurrence. Alright, so with which we have come to the end of the video. I hope you guys have understood the difference between these two, the match and XMatch. We will meet again with another interesting input in the world of Excel. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.